Hi, Sabrina. It's an honor to have this interview with you. My name is Matthias Lechner. I'm in the marketing industry since more than 25 years now. I'm a classical trained designer who had a classical career in the advertising industry until I founded and co-owned my own digital agencies. And nearly 2.5 years ago, I made the switch from the classical advertising agency to Web3 and Metaverse. And ever since, I've been doing nothing else. And it was a very interesting time. Our agency, nfbrand.x, we are focusing on the marketing side of Web3. We try to help brands and companies to move into these new fields like we did 10, 15 years ago with social media, and another 10, 15 years websites. So it's our third time that we are on the forefront of new technologies, and we try to help to understand companies how to use them to broaden their portfolio and how to use them for marketing aspects.
So when websites became a thing and when social media became a thing, so now let's say blockchain, Web3, NFTs became a thing. How do you experience that? Is that similar to what happened with websites and social media?
The experience is quite similar. That's also why I have chosen to go that path. I remember very well that in the beginning, with every new technology, people are saying, we don't need that now because we have the other stuff. And every time 10 fast forward, it has become a global industry. So my feeling with Web3, which for me, the actual Web2 combined with the blockchain technology, so that blockchain is the new technical layer, which makes it Web3. And therefore, it's inevitable that this will be the next technical iteration for the coming years. It's hard to understand for people what impact this new technology layer has. I'm 100% sure that it will be seamlessly integrated in what's coming. I very often use an example with the apps on our smartphones. So 99% of the people have no idea how smartphone apps are coded or what's the technology behind it. And it's fine, and because nobody cares, the app has to work, has to fulfill a function, and therefore it is used. And now at the beginning of this new era, we talk a lot about technology, but one day will be integrated so seamlessly that nobody's talking about the technology anymore and just about the functionality or the usability. It will be the next technical iteration of the web.
Cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Let's jump into the topic of NFTs and NFCs. We met already at Web3 Vision in Cologne recently. Right. And we talked about, and you also showed me examples of your project that you did with the sneakers. So let's talk about that. But first, how did you come up with integrating NFCs? So just maybe to explain, NFCs are near field communication, are chips where you can have like a two-way communication.
The NFC chip technology has been used by our company since 2008, 2009, because of a software project that we developed back then. And we were already experimenting with NFC chips at that time. I always was wondering why this technology didn't get a bigger boost, as it is so simple and smart to interact with different things. And fast forward to the NFT area, I discovered the project online on Twitter, 21. A colleague of mine here in Austria, she had this prototype of sneakers that she produced for herself because she is a saddle master and leather worker. So she made this prototype with a handmade sneaker where she put her artwork on the side of the shoe and the NFC chip inside. And we made a joint venture to streamline her prototype idea into a bigger production process. And we founded a new brand, NF Sneakers, CX, which stands for Crafting Excellence. We made some first prototypes and delivered them 2022 at NFC NYC in New York. And we were 1 year too early because either nobody did understand what we've done, We didn't have enough marketing power. And now it's the big thing in retail and fashion, and proves that our idea, the approach was right. And so I'm very confident for all that's coming. Others are showing now that this is one of the big directions.
Cool. Maybe you could give us a little glimpse into the other project that you were talking about, the business award. What kind of challenges did you encounter?
As I said before, I really like the simplicity of the NFC technology. You put a chip somewhere, you put some data on that chip, and it doesn't need any electricity, and you can link to digital assets or to websites or services, whatever you want. Even though most of the people have had RFID chips in their hands for many, many years, talking about fashion or retail shops, every time when you have not paid your fashion item and you have been too close to the exit, the alarm goes off. So actually, that's the same technology. So nearly everybody had the experience, or at least had witnessed it. So it is very streamlined, but for whatever reason, it has not jumped into the awareness or the mind that everybody can use it pretty easily. So whenever you tell somebody, yes, we would like to integrate chips, it sounds very complicated and difficult. The project you mentioned was also a world premiere, at least based on our research. Everybody is talking about digitalization and connecting the physical world to the digital world. We added an NFC chip to a trophy that is awarded every 2 years here in our region to up and coming or successful companies. The NFC chip is basically stupid because it only does what you put on it. We have produced a digital twin of that trophy, so a real 3D digital twin, which can be used as an augmented reality object by your smartphone. And every award is absolutely unique because you write the name of the winner on it. We produced an NFT, so that proves on the blockchain that you are the rightful winner of that award. We've tried to bring everything together. We glued the NFC chip underneath a certain part of the trophy, and then we link the NFT and the digital twin of the trophy with the NFC chip. The people loved it because it was a surprise at the end of the award ceremony. Most people are not aware of our abilities of their smartphones. So they projected the trophy into the hall and played around with it. And everybody could access the NFT, not only the winner, but everybody could at least passively read the NFT. So it was a use case to show how simply you could bring the business world or contact with 3 different technologies: NFC chips, NFT is a proof, and augmented reality object, and digital twins, so 4. So it was a huge success because it showed how simply you can link all those things and integrate them in very simple use cases.
You also, when you said a digital twin, so you can also put that somewhere in the metaverse. Is there also a space?
Yes, the 3D version of the award you can also put in any 3D environment. The receivers of the award, they also received the 3D data files of their award, so they can integrate it on their website, in the metaverse, and so on. So
very cool. I assume that these businesses are traditional businesses. Also, most of them had no wallet. How did you solve this?
The whole project was to find a way how to tell traditional businesses or business owners, look, there is something new. The organization behind the award ceremony, the semi-public institution in the Tyrol region, with this project, they afterwards had a very simple way of approaching to get a free 1 or 2 hour consulting. What is the blockchain? What is Web3? And by the way, here is your wallet. So, and at the end of this service visit, they transferred the NFT from the Standortagentur, that's how the institution is called, to the wallet of the award winner. So at the end, they could see live and in person how it works and what's the use case. And to incentivize them, they also got an airdrop they could use in a very popular store in the region here, so that they can imagine if they do something similar, motivate their customers, they can transfer stuff. Maybe now you get the bigger picture, that the whole idea was, how can these buzzwords all be brought into context, and you are part of it, and see how, and look, and it is quite simple. It's going to have a follow-up project because the companies liked it.
You had kind of a multiplier event to make these businesses really experience and feel what it means. I would like to dig into a more technical thing regarding the NFC. What kind of possibilities do you see when you code that? What kind of potential is there if you go a bit deeper and make more out of it?
An NFC chip is just a link to whatever you want to link it. So honestly, it's nearly limitless, because it depends on your creativity and idea what you put at the end of the link, because most of the time you're going to use a smartphone to read the chip, and whatever website or online service you are going to trigger is up to you. So imagine the NFC chip as a pure and simple key or link to whatever services you can provide. And this is, for me, the beauty of the whole concept, that the link can be absolutely unique. So you can code 10,000 times the same website link to an NFC chip, or you can code a QR code, a unique address or a unique wallet address, for example. And that opens many possibilities to use this technology.
Actually, this is the best way to combine the digital and the physical world. And maybe that's also so difficult for us to understand, let's say, if you are not in that field, how these two things come together. Because I think for the human brain, something that might be a bit overwhelming.
Another beauty of the mere fact that you are integrating chips in a product is the invisibility. Because one can say that's nothing new. I can put a QR code on the product. I can put a holographic sticker on the product. That's right, you can do that. You can even build an app with image trigger, but that always depends on visibility. So the chip can be integrated, can be invisible within the product, and there's a certain safety layer, in my opinion. I know that you have to protect your NFC chip as you have to protect any electronic device, but it's possible to do that, and therefore you have no visible trigger on the outside. And because of the built-in NFC reader capabilities in nearly all new smartphones, you have the device in your hand or in your pocket. In this whole ecosystem, for me, lies the beauty of the use case.
How do you see the NFC and RFID? They are both similar, but a bit different. So you are using NFCs. Does that have a specific benefit regarding RFID, price, etc.? So is there anything you would prefer, one or the other?
Somehow I had the feeling that the lines between those two start to blur. I don't know if new smartphones have built-in RFID reader capabilities. One of the reasons we have chosen NFC chips was the 100% sure know-how that smartphones can read them, and that you have already the reader in your hand or your pocket. And there are apps and software programs for newer smartphones that you can use to encode the chip. So you have both, you have the reader and the writer.
So maybe as a last question, you already mentioned, we talked about when websites were really new or social media was really new. Now NFTs are really, let's say, still something new.
Yes.
And specifically this connection, physical and digital, with NFC, NFT. How do you see, from industry perspective, which industries are the most relevant ones that you are focusing on? And how do you see the future? Maybe the near future. You said something about 10 to 15 years. How do you see the next few years in that field?
The world becomes more and more digital. It's obvious that products will be linked to a digital twin or to pure information. Like the proof that you are the rightful winner of the award, I'm pretty sure that in the near future, products will not only be linked to websites, but if you want to add a stronger proof of seriousness, you will put that link or that information on the blockchain, or at least have somehow a token gated access to that information so that you can prove this is really coming from the producer. Just today, I was looking up some financial advice, just Googled it, and a website was proposed to me which nearly looked like the official Austrian financial ministry. So nearly the same logo. It was not a scam. It was just a marketing gag. And in the end, they wanted to sell consulting software concerning the exact questions that I had. And I expected information on the financial ministry. And then I saw the URL is a little bit different. They tried to give the feeling you are on an official website. And you know that we are able to buy domains, that we can trigger people in certain directions. And as long as that's possible, somebody will take use of it. I think if you're really the producer of a certain product and you really want to ensure that only you are the one who is giving additional information, you can build in an NFC chip and link it to something. Therefore, I see a huge area of use cases, products, spare parts, services that can be linked to these chips to ensure the original of the source.
So it's really a broad range of industries that can make use out of it.
Also with QR codes, laser engraved or holographic stickers. I'm pretty sure it will depend on the manufacturing process, on how important it is, how quick it has to work. In the industry, maybe a good barcode that's laser engraved on a product, on a spare part, can maybe deliver the same. But a beautiful, expensive handbag, you don't want to laser engrave a barcode, so you want to buy this chip inside. And I'm pretty sure that there are many use cases where the chip makes more sense than one of the traditional methods to prove the originality or the source where it was.
It might just take some more years to come in sense of mass adoption. So we already have the adoption, and fortunately there are always some businesses, some organizations, some institutes who are taking the leap.
When we look back in our lifespan, whenever there was something new in the beginning, curious minds tried to approach and use it, and a little bit later it became adopted. It's a very logical evolution, and once it's implemented, everybody has a hard time to imagine how it was before.
Thanks a lot for sharing your story with me.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.